Hi, welcome to this video where I will show you how to read your job ad to find keywords to include on your resume and cover letter for the Unit 1 assignment. Let's just dive right in. Okay, the first thing you'll want to do is to go to the job ad that you found last week, or if for some reason you want to change your job ad, just find another job ad advertisement for the purposes of this assignment. So I am going to choose this one just as an example because it has lots of details we can talk about. So this is an application software developer at the CRC group. At the time of recording, this job ad is pretty old. I did mention just making sure if you can to find a job advertisement that is a little bit newer, at least 7 to 14 days would be great if you're going to apply right away. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use this one. The first thing that I do when I am writing a resume for myself or for someone else is to actually copy and paste the text into a Word document or a Google Doc so I can manipulate the text, so I can highlight and things like that. So what I'm going to do is just basically go up to the top, or actually you don't have to highlight that part. So just go up to the top here, and I'm on Indeed, but just wherever you're getting your job at is fine. But just take your cursor and left click and drag all the way down until you get almost to the end. Let's see. Yeah, so we're going to take all of this one, not this stuff, we don't really need to know that, but all of the information that is applicable to the job and what you'll need to do. So I just highlight it, and then if you hover somewhere in the highlighted text and right click and click copy, this will work on the same way on a PC. I'm using a Mac, but it works the same way on a PC. Just click copy, and then we will paste this into a Google Doc. I'm going to use Google Docs for the purposes of this demonstration. So we have copied the text from the job advertisement. So just on your new Word document or your Google Doc, you're going to right click and click paste. And now we have the text in a format where we can more easily manipulate it. So from this point, let's take a look at finding the keywords or the key phrases. So as I mentioned before, this position is for a software developer. So since I forgot to grab that, I am going to, let me just double check the title. Actually, the whole title is application slash software developer. So, okay. So we will now go through the job description and look for keywords and key phrases. So this is content that you will want to add to resume, your resume and your cover letter. So let's take a look line by line. This information, we don't really need it. It's just telling us the type of job it is, the language fluency that they're looking for, and the shift, which is 8 to 5, basically this first shift. So let's just jump down here to the relevant parts. The incumbent is responsible for researching, analyzing, estimating, designing, modifying, and/or developing increasingly complex code, as well as implementing key support requests relating to programs of same. The incumbent is responsible for providing guidance and support to the application slash software development team and assisting management with training as needed. So from this area up here, I would add this. So I'm going to just highlight it. And I would also add this phrase and this phrase. So as an example, it is okay to change the way, for example, this is a verb, and as a participle, this is researching. So you can change this to researched if it's past tense, if you're using this phrase on your resume. To describe something that you've done in the past, you can change it to researched or analyzed or estimated, designed, modified, so forth. But one of the tricks to helping your resume get past the automatic tracking systems is to put the content in the same order, because the automatic tracking system is reading, quote unquote, reading the text of your resume. And if it closely matches what is in the job description that the employer has posted, it ranks higher. Like it tells the person who is going to read the resumes, like, hey, this one is a very close match to what you're looking for. So that is the reason why you want to go through your resume and look for keywords. And that's also the reason why you want to try to keep the phrases in the same order that that they appear on the job post. But it is okay to change the verbs to make it make sense for the context that you're using it in. Okay, so if you have questions about that, email me, just reach out to me. I can also meet with you if you need help with figuring out, if you need a additional explanation about that. So, on the resume that I would write for this, I would include those key phrases from the top. So let's go down. So you want to go through the whole the job ad. This one's very long. I don't want to make the video super long, so I'm not going to go through every part of this. But when you are writing your own resume, you will want to go through the entire job advertisement and look for all of the key words and phrases and include all of those key words and phrases on your resume and some of them in your cover letter. So looking down here at the essential job functions, this one is somewhat similar to what they wrote up here. But here you could also, let's see, you can also break these up. So you don't want to just copy an entire bullet and put it on your resume, because the person who reads it, including me, but the person who will read it at the employer will think that you just copied and pasted, and that shows that you didn't put forth effort really. You don't want to just copy and paste, because for the purposes of this class also, that's just plagiarism. So you don't want to do that, but you do want to grab a lot of it. So use multiple increasingly complex programming languages and software technologies to design, code, test, and so forth. Okay, so this is similar to what's up here, but we can break it up. So we could say use multiple, let's break it up. I'm going to show you how to break it up. So if I was doing this, I would, on my resume, this is what I'm going to type. I would type. So if I was talking about a job that I did in the past, so my verbs would be past tense. So I would type use multiple programming languages and software technologies to design, code, test, and analyze software programs and applications. Like that would be okay. So you see that it's not exactly, I left out basically these two words and I changed the verb tense to match I'm writing about the past, something that I would have done in the past. So this is how I would write it if I was writing a resume for this position. So hopefully this is making sense. Let's try another one. Learn and adapt to new programming languages and technologies. So if I was going to write this one on my resume, I could write, let's pretend that we're writing in present tense to describe a job that we have already. So if you're talking about your current position, you can use the present form of adapt. So you can say adapts new programming languages and technologies. Personally, I think this one's kind of short. You can write a little bit more, and you can look in the rest of the job ad to find what other words you can include after this to really make it similar but not exactly the same. So if this says adapts new programming languages and technologies, let's see what else we could put after this word technologies. How about here? Let's see. To support, what if we do this? We can copy this and paste it here. And we're going to put in the word to make it, sound right. Okay, so now we basically took this bullet from the job ad and we took this one and we combined them, which again is okay. Oops, not all of that. We took those two and we have combined it to make a new one. You'll want to make sure that it makes sense. I am not a application or software developer. I'm just trying to show you the writing tricks to how to do this. So I'm sorry if this doesn't make like 100% perfect sense, but I'm just trying to show you, how you can combine bullets to make text on your resume that is original to what you do, describing your skill set, but also using the phrases from the job ad. So our Frankenstein bullet here adapts new programming languages and technologies to support requests relating to programs. So that would be perfect. Let's try maybe just one more so the video is not too long. Create technical design recommendations for developing and integrating programs, work collaboratively with others to conceptualize and develop new software programs and applications. Okay, so my other trick that I will talk about in the other video where I go through an actual resume that I've written, another trick to break up the text of the job ad so it's original to you but also relevant to the job is to input some quantitative data that is related to what you know how to do. So let's take a look at this one and do that. I'm going to show you a simple example. So this one again says work collaboratively with others to conceptualize and develop new software programs and applications. So if we want to add a bit of quantitative information, so something related to how many of something or how many people or something like that, we can change this to with others we can change this to something to talk about how many people were in our department or something like that. So let's do our edit right here. So We can say works because, again, if we are writing about something we currently do, we want to change the verb to the present tense. That's as we are describing ourselves. So Nicole works collaboratively with a team of 10 developers. I don't know what would be right to put here, but you get the idea. With a team of 10 developers to, and then conceptualize, we can take this part and put it there. So now we have included a bit of quantitative data here. So when the person reads the resume, they can say, oh, they have experience working with a big team of people. It just will help you to stand out. So those are, let's see, we've done 3. Right, yes, okay. So we've done 3 examples here. And like I said before, you would just go through the rest of the job ad and check out how else you can create either bullets that are combining 2 bullets, or add a bit of more information about you, a bit of quantitative information, something like that. You'll want to do the same for the KSAs, the knowledge, skills, and abilities down here at the bottom. Make sure to focus on both your technical skills, especially if you are applying to a job that's something in the technical field. Make sure to grab things from the job ad that highlight your technical skills, but also your communication and your soft skills. So for example, down here in the KSA section down here, you could write about your communication skills. You could grab this about how you know how to work effectively, or even better, you could describe some of your communication skills on your cover letter. So that's a good tip too. Let's see. Let's look at a different example just to wrap this up. Here's a good example. Outstanding oral and written communication skills. So this you could use in the summary section. So some of the keywords and key phrases that you find on your job ad, you should also include in the summary section that's at the top of your document. So it'll be up to you. I cannot tell you exactly where to put all of the information because everyone will be writing a different resume for a different job, but just use what you've learned in this video to find content to write both in the bullets and in the summary section. So I hope that is helpful. If you have questions, as always, please email me at dials, DYLESN, @UHD.edu. And also, please make sure to watch the other video where I walk through an example of a resume that I've written. And if this did not make sense quite perfectly, it'll all come together in the other video. I will see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.